Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tech Show with Daryoush. My name is Daryoush, your host. Our guests are Emily Goldmer from the Prosperity Pathways, and my guest, Kurt Roskow from the Disability Channel USA, had some delay, but he will join us soon. Today, I'm going to talk about something very important that most of the people ignore it. Whenever we want to create an account in any of the social media, whenever you want to install a software or things like that, at the sign up process or at the create account process, you have to create, you have to check a section, a box that says, I have read the terms of service and I agree with that. Unfortunately, most of the people ignore it, do not read it, and just check it so that they can continue the sign up process or account registration process and continue. In the past 10 days, I have been in the clubhouse, and some people contacted me, 11 people actually, and asking me that their clubhouse, their Instagram or Facebook account has been hacked and they don't have any access, or someone said that her Gmail her Gmail account was hacked and she cannot access to her email address, and they wanted me to recover it. No one can do that. And if you read the terms of service, copyright, and privacy policy of the these of any website, there are some common points, legal points, and in some networks the terms are a little different, but there are some common points. You can ask someone to reset your account password, to reset your access, only when you are the owner of the server. When you are the owner of a domain. You have a website, you have a dedicated server, you can hire someone to go and reset your password for your account, in case you have the root password of the server. If not, you must contact the support and ask them to do this for you. You are not the owner of Gmail. You are not the owner of Google. You are not the owner of their servers. You are not the owner of Instagram. You are not owner of the Facebook or Twitter or anything. According to their terms of service, privacy policy, they provide you permission to use their service under specific terms that have been defined on the terms of service for an unspecified period of time, and most of them keep the right for themselves to terminate the service and end your account whenever they want, for any reason or for no reason. And you do not have any right to complain, because it is This is their service, this is their server. I don't want to give service to this person anymore. And in so many of them, by uploading any file, any video, any image, any graphic, any archive, any text to their servers, you automatically transfer the ownership of those content, those images, those files, those videos to them. You will be no longer the owner of those content. So if your account was hacked, if the account that you think belongs to you is hacked, it is actually their server has been hacked. One of the services that they have provided, they are providing to someone has been accessed by a third party, but you are not the owner of anything. You cannot ask any complaint. You cannot say anything. You can contact their support and say, this account that I was using, I cannot access to it. It seems it has been hacked. Please help me return it back to me. But you cannot ask someone else out of that company do anything. That is illegal. This is a serious legal issue. It is actually, in another word, you are asking someone, you are recruiting someone to hack the server or accounts of of another company in order to give a service that that company has offered to you and has the right to, anytime they want, they terminate the service. And as part of the terms of service, you are not, you are, uh, you do not have permission to act directly or indirectly, interfere in any way on the execution and performance of the service. And hacking is part of that. So legally, neither you are not, legally you are not, uh, you don't have such kind of permission, and you are not allowed to hire someone to do that for you. This is a serious problem. This is a serious issue. So when you want, next time when you want to upload to any social media, think about it. Read their terms of service. They have some, they have all of these social accounts, social service media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of them, they have a security section. And when you go there, you can enter the user password reset question, password reset challenge. Ask a question, select which question you are asked and what answer you must provide. Usually they ask you a couple of questions in order to reset your password if you have forgotten your account username or password or anything. Uh, the original email address that you have used to create that account, usually mother's maiden name or father's name, or where the city you were born, your first school, the name of your first teacher, so any such kind of questions, and you have to provide an answer. If you have not completed this section, please do it as soon as possible. Go to these sections, complete these parts, complete these and provide these answers so that if something happens, you can refer them and try to reset or gain access, get access back for your account. Another important thing that some of the social networks offer is to use authenticator apps. Usually, you can use your email address to reset your password or to receive a two-factor authentication code. It is better to set to receive the two-factor authentication code by SMS or verify your identity by an authenticator that has been connected to your phone. But there are multiple, I've seen so many authenticators on the Google Play. It is better to use only the authenticators that are provided by Google or Microsoft or the well-known antivirus companies, security companies. Use enable two-factor authentication, use the authenticator and add your phone number, verify your phone number, and whenever you want to log into your account, use the authenticator to verify your identity. And if there was anything, having these security answers, quests, uh, and responses, it will help you reset your account, your password easier, or when you want to connect to the technical support of the, that social media like Instagram or Facebook, it will be helpful, it will be needed, and they will help you reset your account. Of course, the first few contacts are responded usually by some bots. Some the bot recommends you ask you some general questions. You must answer them, but it reaches to a point that the problem cannot be solved. Then an operator shows up, and this is where you can start the process of resetting your password, getting back from the hacker. You have to prove your identity. If you already entered this information, proving your identity is much easier than when you have nothing. Just enter the username, password, your name and your photo, and using the service. How do you want to prove that you are that person? This is very difficult, but if you have these questions answered, it will be easier, because no matter, of course, you can always go and change them, but all your previous answers will be stored and will be kept for such kind of times. So keep them in mind. Use the password, the secure password that is combination of uppercase, lowercase, digits, and symbols, and at least 10 characters. Don't worry about it, it's difficult to remember. Password manager softwares are for this purpose. Use a password manager, save them on a password manager, and use that password manager whenever you want to log in. It is much easier and it is much safer than selecting something simple like the name of your wife plus the anniversary date, and then change the capital A, for example, with number 4, lowercase a with @ sign, replace I or L with one. Hackers are not scripts. Hackers are humans, and they can easily guess these things. They can easily identify these things, and they don't. They have scripts that make these replacements already. This is a trick that 25 years ago, that computer and everything was new. Some people were using it. Now technology has changed, and these tricks are not working these days. Anyone use these tricks, so those hackers, and they can get access to your account and disable your anything, and they ask you for money. But if you have already provided those information, again, I insist on that, because if you do not have these informations, no one can help you get your account back. The first thing that the hackers do is to change your email address, change your phone number, so that you cannot reset your password. And then they contact you. You want your account back, you have to give me this money. They ask for ransom. Why? Why should you pay that? But if you don't have anything, if you didn't do these kind of settings, you don't have anything to challenge with the support, and you have to do that. And another point that I faced in the past week was VPNs. I've heard that some people talk about using VPN is safe, is secure, protects your data. This is not what VPNs do. VPNs are virtual private networks. VPNs are VPNs basically created for the companies, corporations, that employees from the remote, from the internet, can connect to the corporate network and do their jobs, submit the reports and this, and check their messages, everything. But it protects the corporate data from the outside. What they do, what protects you actually is a proxy. Proxy, a combination of proxy and VPN. In that case, yes, but VPNs and proxies all are servers. And whatever you do, they can log all your activities, everything that you do, every single activity that you do through your VPN connection, they can log it. So be careful when you want to try to connect through internet from one of these VPNs. There are free VPNs, there are paid VPNs. Only connect to the VPNs that belong to known security companies. Security companies do not take the risk of losing their credit by logging someone's activity. They try to protect you in order to keep you as their clients. But unknown companies, who knows what they do with these logs. And again, when you want to use any service, no matter it is a VPN, it is a proxy, it is a social media, whatever, read the terms of service and privacy policy. These two files identify your relationship with that company. What will they do with your information, with your content, with your data, and what rights you have, what rights what permissions you grant them. Do not act based on your assumption. If your private information, if your private data was hacked, you cannot sue anyone because you already have granted, you may already granted full permission and copyright everything to that company. It is their content, they wanted to publish it. You don't have any right to complain. You cannot sue anyone. You can take legal actions only when you are the owner of the content. When you transfer the ownership of the content, you are no longer the owner of it, and whoever who has the ownership of your content can do whatever they want legally, and you cannot do that. You cannot do anything with that. So please take these points seriously if you want to keep your identity, your information, and your content and your data safe and secure, and you want them for yourself. Thank you for joining us, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I would be glad to help you. Thank you. Have a good week, good weekend, and stay safe.